welcome to MMM Nigeria studio. My name is Ola Favored, and to my right is Mr. Chude Anayo Ugochi, the number one of MMM Nigeria, and sitting beside him is Mr. Yinka Odeyemi, the number two man of MMM Nigeria. And to my right is Mr. Owolabi Temitokbe. We're actually going to be talking about how MMM Nigeria came to being. And my very first questions are going to Mr. Anayo Ugochi. I would like to ask you, sir, how MMM Nigeria, how it all started?
MMM is a global community of financial aid donation exchange. We find its way to Nigeria. On 8th of October, that was when I signed up on the global platform. And when I signed up, having read the ideology and having seen the situation we find ourselves in this country, that we actually need that program here to salvage the problem Nigerians are facing with finance and stuff like that. So I signed up, and they were looking for leaders who would help me to project this dream and vision across the nation. So I quickly sent information to some leaders, which my friend Yinka, one of the leaders I sent the link to, he was the only one who responded. So both of us started the movement, and the likes of Patrick came in the picture. Then on 17th of November 2015 was the official launch of MMM Nigeria. And to God be the glory that today, over 400,000 Nigerians are actually benefiting from this program. That is the main thing, the main idea where we brought the program to this country.
Thank you. Now to Mr. Yinka Odeyemi, would you please tell us what the MMM ideology is actually about?
MMM ideology had right from time been aimed at creating what we call a fair financial system. If every one of us understand what is going on around us now, you understand that the way the financial network, the financial system of the world is designed is actually projected at helping some set of people. Like, there's always this class thing that we know that the conventional things we hear of. That's why a lot of times you see that, there are some set of people that are in some particular scheduled, or let me say special areas, areas that are just for those class of people. And there are some areas too also that are just for the average person that is just coming up and the likes like that. So the essence of MMM is to bridge that gap so that there won't be much difference. In fact, if you start up in MMM and you get the ideology naturally instincted, or let me say ingrained in you, you discover that with time, that bridge, that gap that has been there, would gradually and with time get, it's going to get merged and get broken, and before you know it now, you'll be able to do what you have not been able to do financially. I know a lot of us, when we started up MMM, we've had some kind of dreams that we want to do, but because of financial challenges, we can't get there. That's why MMM has come to at least help us to create that kind of fair financial system, whereby as a poor person, or let me say as an average person, you can start up with whatever you have, and that bridge of financial penury will be broken, and you can start achieving your financial dreams and objectives. That is the main ideology of MMM. And it's also to create a platform whereby every one of us can come together to help ourselves to achieve a lot of things together. So that is why we also used to use the acronym that in MMM we have millions coming together to help themselves to also make millions together. That is the ideology.
Okay, Mr. Owolabi, to you now. In MMM, we hear that you get rewarded to a tune of 30% in the value of help you provide. So where does the 30% come from?
Thank you. Like Mr. Yinka said, MMM come together to help each other. Now people are asking where the 30% come from. Now this 30%, we pay ourselves the 30%. Like we said, there's what we call crowdfunding. It is through crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is a situation where we pay some people with some other people's money. Now it turns around. It's like a cycle where a set of people donate, like we do in MMM, and we pay this set of people who have donated in the past. Then another set of people comes to donate again, and we pay those set of people who have donated this in the past. So it is a system that is used all over. The insurance company uses it. When you pay an insurance or a life cover, it is used to pay other people who are due to receive payment. The banks use it where you pay. When you are contributing, you are paying. And when somebody is withdrawing, you are getting out of the system. So that's how it all works. It is a cycle that turns. Money must rotate. As somebody is giving, somebody is getting. So the 30% is paid by all of us in the system.
So I guess it's more of something like a redistribution of funds, kind of.
Yeah, it is a redistribution of funds where we get from those who have their spare money and doesn't need it now. And we give it back to those who need it now. Then in turn, when they need money, we see another set of people who wanted to donate at that particular point in time, who donate freely without any guarantee, at free on their own risk, by willingly and not being forced or coerced, because there is no guarantee. You are just giving because you are happy to give. So we inculcate the power of giving through that.
All right, thank you. Mr. Yinka, my next question comes to you. Before now, we've heard, or we know that when programs like this, when they get into the country, they run for a period of time, and before you know it, it crashes. And even now, we hear people saying MMM would crash. So how long do you think MMM Nigeria would last?
Thank you very much for that question. It's a quite interesting question, which I used to like to answer it just using the words of the founder of this great community, Sergio Mabrodi. In his words, he always say the actions and inactions of every participant as a way of contributing to the sustainability of this community. I used to break those two words into what would actually, because those are the major words that actually determine how long or how short MMM itself will last. First thing first is the word action. When we say action, to us as participants in MMM, the action simply means that for us as participants, we know that we are the ones that are actually bringing about whatever rewards we are getting on it, which is the 30%. And we also understand that how we get it is through our consistent donation, and also through ensuring that we are sharing the right ideology to people and getting them to also be part of this community. As long as we have that consistently going on, MMM Nigeria can last for as long as we all want. The inaction, which is the other part of it, as Saji said, is that in inaction, we mean that, okay, as participants, you know, we might have some people that, because they are not well rooted in the real ideology of MMM, might see some of them abusing the system in the sense that they might be, you know, turning it off to like an investment scheme, you know, taking out time to just start talking about MMM in a negative way, or in negative, having some kind of negative implications on the system. Such inactions have a way of somehow, in one way, creeping into the mind frame of participants and has a way of cutting short the sustainability factor of MMM. That's why on our part as leaders, we are ensuring that this part of it, which is the inactions, we at least to the best of our knowledge curtail it to the barest minimum. And how do we do that? We ensure that we teach the ideology very well. We ensure that as you are becoming a guider, or you are as a participant, you want to share it, to ensure that you are saying the right things to people, so that as people are joining the community, you understand what they are joining, because it's easier for you to actually be able to stand up to defend what you know. And that is why we are actually always at all times ensuring that we teach the right ideology. We also ensure that our participants are also teaching the right ideology, not giving people just the mindset of just coming into the system, run away and do your hit and run and go. No, we don't want such things in the system. So what determines how long or how short MMM Nigeria will last is all in the hands of all the participants. Currently, we have over 400,000 participants. So that means the 400 participants are the one that determines how long or how short MMM will last. So in summary, our actions and inactions is what keeps MMM going.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Olabi, to you. In the MMM community, there are some people known as guiders. So how do they contribute to the sustainability of this program, MMM Nigeria?
Thank you very much. Like we used to say, guiders are the pillar of sustainable MMM in Nigeria. And how does that work? They are the people, the first very ambassador of MMM in the eye of every other participant. Now, I always say, from the participants, once you have a single referrer under you, you become the leader of that particular person, because you are the one that is to guide that person. Same applies to the guider. Now, how can Gaia does this? You know, we all have the same goal in MMM to create an honest and fair world, and our goal is the same. We want to make people happy. So because we want to make people happy, you need to guide them and teach them the right way to do things. How to provide help, how to get help, how to solve issues, how to attend to issues. All these things are part of rules and regulations in MMM. For them not to go astray, then they need the right ideology. They need to understand first, like Mr. Inka said, that it is not an investment thing. It is a donation exchange program. You donate freely. And it does not have any sign of guarantee. There is no guarantee in MMM. You may donate today and tomorrow you don't get your donation. But if people are not taught this right ideology, they are not aware of the risks involved in MMM, as such they can go astray and do something else. So in MMM, we have the right ideology, and people that can propel or teaches this right ideology are the guides. On the other hand, there are two basic things they need to do. One, they need to go over again and again the ideology of MMM so that it becomes part of them. It begins to come out of their actions the way they do, and from this, it leads me to the second one, which is they become an exemplary guide and a leader. That goes for all participants too. If you have a single referral you are guiding on how to do one or two things, you have to show him by example how to do the right thing, how to follow the right ideology, how to be aware of the risk, and to be aware that there is no guarantee in MMM. So doing this, the guiders will pass on the real ideology and how to do things, who in turn, the referrer, will refer somebody else who is a new participant, will pass it on. And with this, we can sustain this system for as long as we wish, because our action, inaction, and reaction. Reaction in the sense that when you see somebody is doing something that is wrong, that is outside the ideology of MMM, you can actually caution the person, correct the person, and report if case be, so that action can be taken against that person before the person collapses the system. We either be a keeper of this system or be a killer of this system. It's all in our hands.
Thank you. Okay, back to Mr. Chudi. I want to know, as regards MMM being legal or not legal, because we know that when such programs come, government would either say it is legal or illegal. Even banks tend to be a threat to this kind of program. So what measures are being put in place when such threats comes?
Thank you. The legality of MMM, based on what my friends have actually explained, one would know that MMM is not a business. It's not an investment scheme. We're not registered with CAC, we're not registered with SEC. So I didn't see anything that should warrant, someone asking for legality of MMM or as to have a kind of legal backup of what we are doing. It's a platform that gives people the opportunity to give help. And of course, you should, we all know that as a donor, you don't request for an agreement or a legal backup when you want to give help to somebody outside there. We all have been giving help to beggars on the street and stuff like that, and we don't back it up with any legal terms and stuff like that. So the government coming in and the banks and all, I've always thought of it that any right thinking government should be able to partner with MMM. The reason is that we are actually helping them to solve the problem of unemployment. Now over 400 Nigerians are on board. Over 400 Nigerians are not depending on government as to what to give them employment and stuff like that, but they're actually busy with this program providing help, and most of them were unable to feed before 2 square or 3 square meals a day. Can even feed more than 7 square meals a day. And these are things that the kind of a gain that we actually brought to this government. So none of them should never come up tomorrow to fight us. To me, I feel they should be a partner with us. They are on the side of the bank. We don't have a central bank. We don't have central account where money is indirected to. So everybody pays peer-to-peer system. The bank themselves are also benefiting from what we're doing, because we don't pull that money as to what happened a few years back when we have the issues of the bank and stuff like that when people pull out money from the bank and the bank can go up against it. But in MMM, we don't pull out money from the bank, rather we circulate money, within the system, and the bank as well benefits from it. So we, the Mavrodians, or the participants in MMM, should have this in the back of mind that there's no need for guarantee to anybody. We don't give guarantee to anybody. The guarantee we have there is that our guarantee depends solely on the level of trust and the level of trust we have among us in this program. So there's no point of government or bank coming against us any time of the moment. If we truly know what we are doing, so there's no point. Anybody who comes to seek for legal term should as well look for other program. This program does not do any legal backup.
Okay, Mr. Yinka, I would like to ask, because based on the information we've heard, MMM South Africa faced some challenges based on the media, the banks, and likes of that. And it was a very, very big mess for them that I know it took them a while to clean up that mess. So what measures have you put in place now for MMM Nigeria to face such risk and threats when they come?
Okay, basically, from what my boss have been able to express and talk about, as regards the legal part of it, I was about chipping in something in before this question, which is quite good. I was looking at it like we need to just better still redefine the concept of what MMM is, or let's just start from what we do. Right from what we have been saying from the beginning, we said it's a donation exchange platform. In other words, what we are doing is that we are freely, from what we've earned. Let's say you're working a salary job now. From what you've earned, okay, you now have an extra that you are not really using. That is what you are now picking up to donate as your spare money in MMM. So basically, we don't have any guarantee within ourselves, because it's just as if, okay, now my brother is in school and he needs an assistance from me. Maybe he wants to get some stuff for his project and the like, and he calls me, bros, I need this amount of money. I send it to him without telling him that, oh, brother, you need to sign an agreement with me, and like that. So basically in MMM, that's what we are doing. The only difference is just that, okay, fine, we now have a large chunk of people that are being connected together on what we call a personal office through our MMM, and we are freely doing that with us. That's why in MMM, up to tomorrow, we will not have a central account, because all we are doing is still the normal thing we do. When we go to our churches, when we go to our mosque, oh, you have some funds with you, and maybe your mosque or your church asks that, oh, they need to buy this. We don't need to start going to the pastor or our imam to start telling them that we need an agreement before we donate. So basically, that's what we do in MMM. So that's why we wouldn't, in fact, nobody will give you any sort of guarantee, because once guarantee start coming in, that's when this part of the forms, agreements start coming in. They go back up that, okay, fine, if peradventure you fail, as far as you've given me a guarantee that you pay me, then I will come up with this. So we don't have that. So what happened in South Africa was that, okay, fine, a lot of them, then because of what I started off when I was explaining the aspect of the sustainability, how long MMM lasts depends solely in the hands of the guiders and also in the participants' hand. It happened in South Africa that a lot of them, maybe because of some kind of ideas, the wrong teachings, ideology instilled in them, they really could not be able to at least stand up for what the right ideology is. So when the panic that sets in through government, negative media and the likes that start coming in and popping in, in fact, let me say like a large chunk of them were not that grounded in the ideology. So it was easy for them to just be swayed away. So that's why in MMM Nigeria, what we are looking at is, as leaders now, we are not just looking at, starting something that, all of us will be rich, the guys on top, we have all the best houses, build all the restaurants, and we zoom up with the money. No. In MMM Nigeria, we have a sort of a link within ourselves. We check ourselves to ensure that we are doing the right thing. Doing the right thing in the sense that we are providing help as requires, even from our bonuses that we also know that it's also coming from the donation income. We also still make sure we ensure that we are providing help back also with part of what we get as bonus, so that as long as that part of our queue, as long as that part of our pool, our provider is always there, we will not have issues of maybe a restart or a pause coming into view. So what they had there was just because they had more of people that were not really grounded in the ideology, that don't really understand. That's why at all times you see that I am always there, Chudi is always there. We are always doing our best to make sure that we are always saying it as it is. Telling you that, oh, we don't give you guarantee, telling you that, oh, also for us to last for as long as we want, those two factors must be in place. We must always provide help. Whether you as a guider, you are getting all the biggest bonus, you also need to also provide help back in return, because that bonuses you are getting is also coming from the pool. So as long as that is there, and also we are also, because of our consistent presentations, one-on-one meetings that we have like that, we're also at least getting a lot of people to be part of the community. That's why you see that the last M of MMM means what? Movement, meaning that we are always growing. Our numbers today will be different from our numbers tomorrow. Why? Because as we are sharing it, a lot of people are buying into the idea and they are becoming part of the community.
Thank you very much. Okay, another question I would like to ask you, Mr. Yinka. We've had participants who fidget in the community. Probably they have provided help and they are waiting for somebody to confirm them, or they want to get help. The person, as someone has been assigned to provide help to them, but the person is not responding, and many of them begin to fidget and begin to panic. So how do you address such issues?
Okay, I normally address that with my 2 keywords. The 2 keywords that actually keeps MMM to anywhere it is, or the 2 keywords that can actually keep MMM for as long as it wants. And what are those 2 keywords? Number 1, trust. And number 2, patience. When issues like that comes up, I want us to understand that we are dealing with ourselves. So there's always that a little bit of gap or mistakes that will be there as humans. We are not above mistakes. Sometimes somebody might send a payment to you. He has even forgotten that he needs to upload the payment proof. Maybe somebody didn't tell him. They just told him that his order has come and needs to pay, and he just goes ahead and doesn't upload his payment proof. In such instance, what we advise is that you as the receiver, you just need to understand that you just need to do an extension for that person and try and put a call through to him that you've gotten the payment allowed, but you still need to do one more thing, to upload your payment proof so that the person can be confirmed. So basically what I used to say is that, or to just address that issue, is that we need to understand that we are dealing with ourselves, we are dealing with human beings, not robots. So that space of mistakes will always be there. So we need to understand that there are some basic steps that we need to take. Like for example, let's say, okay, you have received payment and you've not confirmed, and the person has been on your neck, and you still maybe you are not close to where internet is for you to confirm. It's just a thing of courtesy. Just put a call back to the please. I will confirm you at so time. Even if it's not convenient, just tell the person, please, I'm out of internet reach and stuff like that. What I'm saying is that we need communication. We also need to understand that we need to trust the system, that the system will be with us for as long as we want. And we need to also be very, very patient with ourselves, just in case all those issues comes up. And there are also some other ways of checking it that MMM puts in place. There's what we call a support team. MMM has a support team that is always readily available at all times. What you just need to do is, let's say maybe for example you have an issue that is going out of hand, just go to the support, type in your message for them. You see topics that are related to whatever issue you have, because they also know that yes, all these issues will keep coming up and stuff. So there are department topics that are related to that. So once you send your support through to them, just wait for like some few days, you get a reply from them and everything will be resolved.
Wow, we've heard it all, how MMM started, how to manage panics, then the risk, and what's the whole thing MMM comprises of. Thank you very much, sir. So, Mr. Chudi, would want you to give us some parting words before we end this segment.
I urge all participants in MMM to keep hope alive. This program has been designed to put smile on the faces of every Nigerian, and we should shun from any act that could be of threat to this program. Greed, deal with greed. It's all about trust, it's all about sincerity, it's all about patience. And I want to use this medium to warn my participants to be mindful of this copycat program that's flying within the country. We've seen where most of them came up within 2 months, they crashed. These are people that actually want to scam our people. So be careful of them and don't be a prey to such things. And by the special grace of God, we are working towards pushing this program to 5-10 years. And that would happen if everybody in the community would join hands together with us to push this program. Then make sure as a participant that you attend presentations. is very, very key. There are presentation centers all over the country. Even the guiders who are actually joining us to become guiders. Don't be a guider because you want to earn bonuses. Let your aim and objective of becoming a guider centers on pushing the ideology and helping people to smile. So every guider we discover we have less working guiders in our community. But if we can have a good number of working guiders in our community that would be ready to do presentations all over, I think people won't have issues with this program. I trust God that this program will actually mean well for us, and we will be able to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor, especially those of God.
Right, we've heard it all from the horse's mouth. We've heard what MMM is and what MMM is not. For those of us who have been hearing various things about MMM being investment, being a business platform, being something else outside the real ideology of MMM, we have actually heard it from the mouth of those who started the community. So I want to urge every participant of the community to be mindful of what they hear, what they teach, and what they preach as regards MMM Nigeria. So before we leave, we have there's this MMM anthem. I call it the anthem that we always sing, because every participant of the community should project what MMM is. So I want Mr. Chudi to lead us in the MMM song before we close this segment.
Before the song, I want to say something. And I just want to let people know that in MMM, we don't collect money from people to register them. Anybody that asks you to pay for form or asks you to pay for center registration form or pay money to attend any of our presentation, please know whether that person is a scammer, the person is a fraudster. So let's join hands and sing our song together. Okay. This little light of Triple M, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of Triple M, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. This little light of Triple M, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. This little light. This little light of Abraham, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. This little light of Triple M, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. This little light of Triple M, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. MMM. Bridging the gap between the rich and the poor. It's a task that must be done.